So now in this part we are going to just discuss about the term pressure. Pressure is actually what let's discuss in this video. So what is a pressure? First is the thing, the pressure is actually defined as a force upon area. So the effect of the force. What the effect of the force produces on the object depends on the two factors. What are the two factors? So the first of the factor is the magnitude. The first factor is magnitude. Now, so what is the magnitude? Magnitude of a force applied means the greater the force, greater the effect. What it tells? It tells that the greater the force, the greater will be the effect. Okay. Now, so another thing, we come to the area over contact. So the another thing which we come to is the area over contact. Okay, so the area over contact. Now let's come to the definition of the pressure. Pressure is actually what? So pressure is actually force upon area. Means, take an example. If you take a knife and try to cut an apple, take a sharp knife, try to cut an apple, it will cut easily. But if you take with a knife with a blunt edge, then the case is difficult. Means, why it is difficult? So in the which cases it is easier to cut the apple is when the knife is sharp. Means the area was less and the force was high. And here the area where knife is blunt was larger and the force was less. Okay. So here where the knife was sharp, what was that? The area was less and the force was larger. And in the knife which is blunt, what was that? The area was larger and the force was less. And here we learn the first factor, that the magnitude of a force is depend on the greater the force, the greater is its effect. Okay, now let's come to back the definition of pressure. So what pressure tells? So pressure actually defines as, so pressure is defined as a force exerted per unit area. Force exerted per unit area. Now the pressure, like it is clear from the knife activity that smaller the area over which a force acts, the greater is the pressure, and therefore the greater is the effect of force. Now we come with the two words in this chapter. One is a force and another is pressure. So force is the word which is used to define the pressure. How it is used to define the term pressure? You can define the term pressure as the force used in defining pressure as the pressure is the force acting perpendicular to the area on which it acts. What you can say? That you can say that what is the force? Force acting perpendicular on the area. Yes, the force acting perpendicular on the area on which it acts. Now let's discuss about the unit of pressure. So the unit of pressure is commonly known as PA, means Pascal, and the force unit is described in Newton. What it's described in Newton means it's in N. And the area, so the area from which it's described is in meter square. Okay, so this is, now you can calculate any pressure exerted by a, for example, brake which applies a force of 2.5 N. Yes, so you can like calculate it easily with the help of these units and this formula. Now let's just learn about the application of force and the pressure in daily life. So there are many applications, but I will tell you the like famous application. The one of the famous application, if you have just listen, is this caterpillar track. Yes, caterpillar tracks. So what are these caterpillar tracks? So the heavy tanks. So these are the heavy tanks which are board chain. Yeah, this is called the caterpillar tanks. So what it's the heavy tanks which are board chain, which is called caterpillar tanks. So tracks which considerably increase the area of contact. The pressure on the tracks is therefore much less than it had wheels. That prevents it from sinking in terrain such as marshy land where wheeled vehicles of the same weight would sink. Okay, now already we have the example of cutting and piecing tools such as knives, needles and saws which have sharp blades. Yes, which reduce the area of the contact. Now let's just learn about the another new thing, which is, so the another thing is liquid pressure. What is a liquid pressure? So liquid pressure exerted by a liquid, obviously. So for that, there is a new different thing about liquid, that liquid can exert the pressure in all direction. How the liquid can exert the pressure in all directions? So say there are several activities, like take a test tube, yes, and just from the down just to tie a rubber balloon to its lower end. Then pour some water into it. What you will say, that balloon bulges downwards, and here same tie the balloon on the sideways, so balloon also bulges on the sideways. This shows that liquid exert pressures downwards and sideways both. Now variation of liquid pressure with the depth. Now as the water pressure increase with the so water pressure obviously increases with the depth. How to show that? You can take a beaker and just make a holes on several depths. So as the depth increases, so pressure also increases. If the depth is same in the all direction, then the pressure is also equal. Now let's discuss one more new thing, which is measuring liquid pressure. So there are two things which used to measure. So one is the pressure gauge. What is the one thing? So the first thing is pressure gauge. So this is actually what this measure the liquid pressure. So this is the instrument which measure the liquid pressure, and the measure pressure and the device which measure the difference of the pressure is called manometer, which is called manometer. Now let's come to the another thing, which is atmospheric pressure. So what is atmospheric pressure? So the air above the presses down on us with the force equal to that exerted by a mass of 1 kilogram on every square meter, which is called atmospheric pressure. Yes, or you can also call atmospheric pressure as the pressure exerted on an object by the weight of the column of the air over it. What you can say, that the pressure exerted on an object by the air on it. Now there we get something, that the reason that we are not crushed under this weight is that the pressure exerted by the fluids, that in our body there is 75% water. So as we know that there is a liquid pressure, so that's why this is our body. So the pressure from the outside is of air, but there is a pressure from the liquid also in our body, which do not let our body to be crushed. Now let's learn about the atmospheric pressure and the application of liquid pressure. So the application are as follows. The most common application you can take of rubber sucker. To get this topic explained, what you can take the example of rubber sucker. So what it take, that rubber sucker is actually like this. This is the wall on which if you will pass this rubber sucker over this, so what it will sticks to it easily. How? That see, there is, if you will press rubber sucker, this air will go outside, and then this air will apply the force above it, which will help to stick it firmly. But there is a condition, that the surface should be smooth. If the surface is rough, then it will not stick easily. Now let's take another example, another application with a liquid pressure. So here I am going to take an example with a drinking straw. So what it says, actually, drinking straw works on the principle of air pressure. Means when you suck on a straw, you suck out the air in the straw. Okay, now when you just suck out, like see this actually, so when you suck out the straw, you suck out this air also through the straw, and the reducing the air pressure inside the. So what it says, you all suck out the straw, so there it's reduce the air pressure inside and increase at the outside. Okay, so the higher the atmosphere on the surface of the drink forces the drink up the straw to your mouth, the same principle is used to fill through a dropper. Now